Welcome to DevOps Accents, a podcast on everything around DevOps, public cloud, and cloud-native topics, with your hosts, Pablo, Leo, and Kirill.
Hello and welcome into another episode of DevOps Accents. This is a podcast where we, the co-founders of MKDev, get together to discuss all things around DevOps, cloud-native technologies, artificial intelligence, everything around our industry with experts from different domains who share their experience with us, with you, to understand better what's going on in the market, how we should react to different news, different new technologies, and things like that. And while you are still here, I remind you that we would like you to give us likes and keep subscribing to our podcast because we are expecting a lot of new guests this season. So stay subscribed. And the best thing to not miss anything, I remind you again, is to be subscribed to our MKDev Dispatch newsletter. It's a big weekly newsletter where we share everything that happened at MKDev and around us in a simple, digestible manner, where we share our articles, our new videos, everything that you probably missed. But if you subscribe to this dispatch, you won't miss anything. So the link is in the description. Go there, subscribe now, give us like, don't forget. Hi all again. And today I'm alone. Pablo and Kirill are absent, but for a very good reason, because I have here three awesome guys from Teticum who joined me to discuss artificial intelligence, startup environment, and how our new technologies affect the way we make purchases online. Hi guys, today with me here, Alessandro, Lorenzo, Pio. I don't have a capability to introduce all of you, so I will give you a chance to say hi to the audience on your own. Alessandro, let's start with you.
Hi, Lenny. Thank you for the really nice introduction of us. I hope to be concise. By the way, I'm Alessandro Ceni, co-founder together with Pio, Lorenzo, and Valerio, who's not here today, of Teticum, our startup. I just graduated as an engineer together with Pio and Lorenzo in Switzerland, where we've been for almost 2 years. And I worked in a AI company as a work and IT consultant for almost 1 year, and I had the opportunity to understand from the data pipeline to the selling anything about AI. So with my strong passion on innovation and entrepreneurship, I decided to embark in this journey with Lorenzo and Pio.
Thank you, Alessandro. Lorenzo, let's jump to you.
I'm Lorenzo Cardini. I don't want to repeat again what Alessandro said, but we have the same background as engineers. I graduated too in Switzerland with our double degree program that we had the previous 2 years. And then now I embarked this journey with my two co-founders because I really like to go deep diving into problems, to try to solve, to catch up solutions, to enhance the possibilities of the people, in this case, regarding the shopping experience in the e-commerces, and I like to start this journey with them.
Thank you, Pio. Let's jump to you next.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Leo, for the previous introduction. Yes, as Alessandro and Lorenzo said, we are coming from this double degree program from Switzerland, where we got to know each other very well. It was a great experience for me, for my personal growth, and also to get to know them. We used to live together for 1 year and a half. We shared problems, solutions, and this was the way we started building Teticum. So I think the most valuable thing that I could bring from Switzerland is that I got to know these awesome guys. And yes, in Switzerland, I worked in a company which was building a platform to systematize and capture silent knowledge. And I had the opportunity to follow the project from the very beginning to understand also the scientific background and also the developing phase. And there, in that case, I was coming closer to the AI world. I got passionate with this world, and that's why now I'm building this startup with them. I also had the possibility with my master thesis to enter in some topics that are related with the customers of Teticum, and that's it from my side.
This is very fascinating, and thank you guys for your introduction. You really made my job much easier this time. Usually when we have a new guest of the podcast, we ask them, giving the name of our podcast, DevOps Accents. We ask them about the accent, but in your case, I think this is very obvious, and I'd like to more ask about you all came from Switzerland experience, and this is this is very interesting. And I'd like to give us a better overview and a better understanding of this journey. First steps. How did you decide? At what point did you decide to become entrepreneurs and start your own company? How did you you started doing something before you decided to start a company, or there were or was there idea that was born from something and then you started gathering team from people you already know? How it worked? I'm asking because many of our listeners, they might be aspiring entrepreneurs and they are looking for co-founders and the ideas to start. What was your starting point?
So it's really tough to answer with one sentence. But it's a really inspiring question for us and also for the people that are gonna listen. And we try to spread this answer to everybody. So I think we are born like entrepreneurs inside of us. No, we have the strong passion for studying for ourselves, knowing better how to improve the world around us. But it's really difficult to convert this into real work, into a real startup or company in the future. So um, for me, Alessandro, then Pio and Lorenzo will say their thing. There are three most important things. The first one is you have the right idea, the right business to work on. The second one is you have the right team, and the third one you have the right context to work on. So finally we were lucky because we've been living in Switzerland together for more than 1 year and a half, and we found out that we are a really 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 nice team, and we never argue. We could solve all the problems together. We can go forward all the time and go to pass through all the obstacles. And then we found out that purchasing online, there are a lot of problem on e-commerce. Actually, we started with another problem, and then we found a way to Teticum. But maybe Pio Lorenzo can start from a step back, and also we found out that this is the perfect moment for us to push. Actually, if you go to look, McKinsey said that one of the 17 pillars that will grow the most from here to 2030 will be e-commerce, and the second pillar will be AI. So we are in e-commerce with AI. So that's actually perfect. So context, team, and idea.
Actually, I can say again that we were lucky because we've been living together. So we didn't have the problem to find a co-founder at the beginning. So when you start alone and you have maybe a beautiful idea, but you are alone, it's very difficult, to pursue all the path alone and without anyone that can help you and support you. Another important thing is that we started in parallel with our master thesis, because before starting the master thesis, we had two options, or to go in a company and then, doing an internship, having a project there, and then completing the master thesis and maybe have a job there, or trying to pursue your own path as entrepreneur and then working on your idea while doing your master thesis. And then here we decided to go with this path because we were, together. We supported each other during all the previous period in Switzerland, and we said, okay, we want to start an entrepreneurial journey. And we followed all the path, going through the idea funnel, where we collected all our ideas, what we could bring into the table. And then we did this structured process to go from a bunch of ideas to something that now we are really working hard on, and we are building our company on. So this is, simply our journey.
This idea funnel idea sounds something I never heard before from our guest. Let's discuss this thing a bit. So it was a deliberate decision to start with something that will resonate with market currently and future markets, so that you have a better opportunity to create a more successful startup. Was it like that? And what other ideas you were considering, and how you decided to structure the job? Was it a part of your past experience from your educational past, when you learned that this is a good idea to start like that? Or was it like your I don't know, a path of trial and errors?
Okay, I can give you first of all an overview. Then for sure, Alessandro and Lorenzo will say something. Actually, just to answer previously to your question, I started this journey because I think it's the best way to satisfy your curiosity as a person, so for my person and also for my professional journey. This was just a quick answer to the previous question. But when we started with a different idea. Let's say it was a similar application, but a completely different idea. All the three of us were doing tutoring, helping students with math and physics stuff. Since we are engineers and we needed to get some money to survive in Switzerland. And so we were doing this tutoring job. And one day we were saying, okay, we are in this platform full of students, full of professors, but then only a small percentage of these professors, so tutors, get all the students. And this is a big problem because there are a lot of professors and many students. And how can we solve this problem? So we started thinking that maybe a good matching system to give the professors and the students the possibility to find the perfect match between them. It was a good idea. So everything started with the idea, and I have to give to Alessandro also this honor because he was the first one providing us this idea. We said, okay, why don't we build a platform like that? A platform which enables everyone to find the perfect tutor or the perfect students for them. Because in this moment, only 2% of professors in this platform get all the students. So everything started with this point. Then we noticed that there were this problem was a common problem. Many platforms had this problem. Platforms which connected people to people, people to products, people to services. And so we said, okay, maybe all these platforms need a matching system. We can help all these platforms with something that is more generic, that is not specific for one sector, and that's how Teticum born. So this is an overview of how we came up with the idea of Teticum.
This makes much more sense now that you described how the idea appeared of the company.
Like Mark Zuckerberg says to the alumni of the university where he was studying, I don't know how to build a dam, I don't know how to build a platform. Just start, because layer after layer, you go forward and you realize you have a product, you realize you built something much bigger than you thought. So just start.
And actually, then we came out with the also idea of how the people can interact with the system. Because, when you think about matching system, you can have really tons of different possibilities. You can have, the filters behind, you can have, the search bar, whatever you think, whatever you can put information inside, and then you have an intelligent matching system that provides you the best solution for you. The point is that we were thinking about, okay, in sectors like e-commerce or in the others, but here we started with the e-commerce sector. How can the people interact smoothly and try to find exactly what they want? And then we came up with interaction with what you said, what you can call chatbot, but we call them AI agents or virtual assistants, or online shopping assistant. The point is that the way you interact with the search bar or with the filters is not guidance. You don't have exact guidance by someone that help you to find the things into the website. So that's why we said, okay, we want to combine these two solutions, combine the part of the matching, where we match you with a perfect product that match your query, your request, with the idea of a smooth interaction where you can be guided, you can be asked the right question, where you can ask the question where you don't know how to find the things. And then there is this smooth interaction that tries to replicate the physical shopping experience in online. We know that it's really huge stuff to say because, in the physical world, you touch the product. In the online world, you don't touch the product. But the point is that we want to replicate the journey. So you can have someone that helps you, like the physical shopping assistant in the shop, so client advisor, how you want to call him.
This is a very interesting point because I want to reiterate on that, and especially those who thinks about starting your own company, you guys should pay attention to this part because basically you started with the idea how to make this, right, how to replicate this experience in online for the users, and then you started thinking what technologies to use for that, how we can do this, how what knowledge do we need, what skills do we need, what technology to use, and basically you are building a new technology to recreate this experience. And this is very important because I've been talking or interacting with some companies that started from technology rather than from idea. So they had this cool new stuff, and then, okay, what can we do with that? How we can make money with this new character because it's cool, it looks simple, and then they start inventing problems that the new tool solves. And usually this is not how it works. And I think that your way, like a correct way, should be more successful path. And let's try to tackle on this. Were you thinking about artificial intelligence when you started, and how you decided to use it? And were you afraid when you were making this decision? Because for me, like artificial intelligence market might be considered oversaturated currently, and so many companies are creating the company, and everything is AI now, right? So you have your calendar AI driven, AI powered, I don't know, cookbook, and everything. And now there's your new technology, AI based recommendation platform for e-commerce. Were you afraid doing this?
Well, actually, as you said, we started from the problem. So we noticed that nowadays in all the platform, whether you have in the platform people, you have products, or you have services, there is no way to interact naturally with this platform. You only have filters. You have thousands of items, thousands of services thrown in the platform. There is no way to find what you want exactly in a good time and naturally. So afterwards, we noticed that AI was the technology we needed to use. But the first thing that you need to be good at is to be human, to understand the problem, to understand the people, to understand what's behind the platform, how it's driven, and then you use AI just to make the customer, the shopper, interact with the platform. But that is just the top, the point, the top of the iceberg, because there is many more things in the bottom. So that's where we were looking for, and we are not scared about AI, but we are conscious that many people are, and that's why our startup is not Teticum AI or AI Teticum or blah blah blah. We don't put AI in our startup because it's people may think it's a bubble, or maybe you don't know, because in the future some AI we know that may steal some job to other people. So what we want to focus on is that we solve a problem, we help people. Our service is not a substitute service, but is an add-on service, and we want to do good things, not to use AI just to throw more AI into the AI market.
Honestly, I think the scariest thing is to stay updated. because then it's something that you can really leverage to do something good. And it's not about I'm scaring using it or telling people that I'm using it, but how can I be always updated about AI without getting lost, honestly? Because maybe you start working on something and you lose a couple of days working on the solution, and in these 2 days you have, I don't know, so many new things. So this is maybe for my personal perspective is the thing that scares me the most. Let's say about AI, but not about. I'm not scary about using it.
And to AI skeptic, as you asked me, I would reply to them that either you like it or you don't like it, the world is going in this direction. The most important player in the tech world is investing on that. You see, Donald Trump, the president of the USA, is investing on that. China is doing the same. So the world is going in this direction. So whether you like it or not, it's more intelligent to try to understand at least what this technology is capable of enabling you or not. Then you can say, okay, I understand it. I refuse to use it. I refuse to be part of it. But at least try to understand it. That's what is important. And I'm scared that a lot of people just refuse to know it because they are lazy, because they are habitudinary, but they have habits. But try to understand it.
I would like to say something. Maybe it's strong, but I really was into this answer because once I was talking with an old sales guy that was working for a huge company selling the solution, and he told me while I was interviewing him, he said, "I don't like the marketing move they made, calling it AI, so artificial intelligence." Maybe something different would have been better. Maybe something more human intelligence. Not to say you have to replace, or it's kind of something fake, so artificial intelligence. And maybe also the name, the way they branded it, and how every time everyone says, "Oh, AI will replace my job." I think this is not meant to be like that. This is meant to help you to do your job. For example, everyone says, "Oh, maybe it will replace all the lawyers." It's not like that. It will help the lawyers in their job so they can focus on the case without trying to spend hours and hours and hours trying to find the correct piece of law. So this is, I think, what most of the people maybe doesn't understand, or maybe there's not a correct move from the companies that are using actually AI. And from the other side, everyone says AI is a bubble. From one side, yes, but why? Because there are tons and tons of companies putting AI inside. But everyone that also does a linear regression says, "Oh, I'm doing AI." And also, like, it's kind of crazy how people think that the word AI can boost the value of their company. And what we do is not kind of we want to use AI to boost the value of the company. We use what we think it's the best for us to provide the best solution to solve the problem. So this is what we do. It's like some of the companies start to say, "I want to use AI." How I use AI, as you said before, I create a problem, but I don't have proof maybe. And then I push the solution, I work on the product, and I try to push it on the market. But I think you have to do the contrary. You have to start with the problem. So, what are people struggling with nowadays in the segment that you want to target? And then you try to define the best solution, but it's not mandatory that you use AI. You can use whatever you think it's better to solve the problem. So, I think this is maybe the correct way nowadays to push in a company and to push through the path.
Out of curiosity, like last question before we jump into discussing actual e-commerce, I how do you talk to the investors and people with money? Because I know a lot of people they specifically looking for artificial intelligence startups, and then you don't want to position yourself as AI powered or AI startup, AI company. You do your part. It's just happened that you are using artificial intelligence in your tech, but you are not doing AI. And how do you balance this when you are talking to investors, possible, new customers, during the events. We met at one of the many events in Europe where startups presenting their products. So do you have to balance it, or is it works organically for you guys?
Well, first of all, investors and customer are totally different. So to the customer, we try to be, to talk about AI as less as we can. If they know that, and if decided, oh yes, AI everywhere, because they like AI, they like innovation. But if they are skeptical, then we don't cite it too much. With the investor, of course, we need to cite it because the investors knows that it's gonna grow a lot. McKinsey says that in 5 years, so in 2030, the market of AI is gonna be 5 times bigger, for example. So the investors know how AI is important, and we focus on investors that knows how AI is important. No, so with them we talk about AI, of course. And I want to leave you a small story. We found a company that was using AI with the customer. What not with investor. With investor, yes, but with the customer, it was using the word AI. And so the customer, because of this hype of AI, thought that the product was going to be perfect, or crazy. Instead, it was doing just the normal stuff plus some AI on it. And the customer has a lot of troubles, has a lot of bugs and problems, and he came to the owner of this startup all the time. And the owner of the startup was like, "Guys, it's AI. Like it's not something perfect. It's something that has a problem." And the customer was not understanding. So one day he decided to cut the word AI from all the website and also from the startup. And people were not asking about problem anymore because they knew it was just a digitalized platform. So with a customer, you try to understand to whom to talk about AI or not. With investor, same. But when you focus on AI.
The cloud tech industry is evolving so fast. Do you keep up with it by improving your skills or upskilling your team? At MKDev, we offer a variety of workshops for just that, from the basics to expert knowledge. Before delivering our workshops and training sessions, we carry out a detailed assessment of each participant. To make sure the workshop is helpful for you and your team, we will add more content to it or throw out what you already know. Or we create a custom workshop specifically for the needs of your team and the specifics of your project.
I can say also that when you're talking with an investor, mainly, but also with a customer, the most important thing that you have to do is you have to demonstrate the value that you provide. Nowadays, as you said before, everyone talks about AI, everyone push innovation into the market. There are tons of different products, tons of different services, but what you have to demonstrate exactly is the value you provide. So what value you bring to the market? And this is the most important stuff that you have to leverage if you want to convince your customer or you want to convince your investor to invest on you. Because AI, maybe 3 years ago, 2 years ago, it was something that was providing money to you only for the word AI, without also having a real use case. But nowadays, in 2025, also in 2024, you need a real use case. It's not enough to have the word AI into the startup name.
Okay, and speaking about the real use case, let's talk a bit about the company that you created and the product. You already touched on it a little bit at the beginning, and how you came up with the idea, how you started working with that. Do you think that customer experience, like current customer experience, is something that needs to be improved, and in which area is that on, like, on your opinion, like what you are aiming to achieve here? Because I have my own perspective on that with online shopping, things like that, but I'd like to first hear your take on it.
We found out that basically what we did is to create a process flow of all the customer journey, from when the customer arrives to the shopper, in our case, arrives on the. So just to make a step back, our customer is the e-commerce and marketplace, and we need to focus also on their customers, so the shopper. Okay, so what we do is to help the shopper, to guide him to the right product and to solve his problem during the purchase or after the purchase. And then for the e-commerce, we extract the precious information behind the conversation to show who is your shopper, where is connecting from, who is the question they're asking, what they're looking for, what you're not selling yet, so you can have more strategic insights on him.
That's completely the core of the solution. But obviously, if you think about why when you shop online, you can have different possibilities. Mainly, you have the huge marketplace with tons of different products that kind of sell you everything. For example, Amazon tries to sell you everything with a recommendation, with a push notification, and also they added something that is in the field in what we are working that they call Rufus. I don't know if you had the possibility to try it. It's in the Amazon Shop app. And if you see in this kind of marketplace, what's the need from the marketplace is to try to sell the most possible and try to combine different products together. So try to go in large volumes. And this is not about telling story. This is about selling, only selling. If you go in other kind of our possible customers for us, you have another need from the e-commerce. You have maybe more niche platform with not so many products, but with, for example, high prices or a really good quality of the material, a story about sustainability. And what's important for the companies to communicate this value. Because if you want to shop, for example, clothes that are sustainable or food that is remade from the, for the trash or something very specific, you need to communicate this value. And sometimes you need someone to communicate this value for you. And this is where we come in this case. So not about selling, but telling really in the way that the brand want to communicate their value, explaining the product, not only finding. The finding is the base part of the solution. So we try to find you in a few seconds, 1-2 seconds, the best product. But the point is that we need to communicate the value behind the product. And this is the other value really important for the platforms. But obviously at the same time, the data extraction is really fundamental, because when you want to shop in some website, I don't know, you go in Amazon, you go in Zalando, or you go wherever you want, you try to scroll the product and you find something and you add to cart. But if you leave the website, you lose all the information, because why he left the website, why he was looking at the t-shirt and he left. But in our case, while we are talking with us, with our solution, we ask you the information. You give us your answers, your ideas, what you want. And if you leave, we know what you were searching before. So we know and we can understand the reason why you left. Maybe the price was too high. Maybe there wasn't a size. Maybe the shipping cost was too high. So we collect this information and we provide this information to the e-commerce that can say, okay, maybe I need to refurbish the stocks of this product because it's too low or we are out of stock. So this is the reason behind all of our solution.
Totally true. In fact, to summarize what we usually say, and this is incredible, is that in the physical world, there is an average conversion rate of 30%. In the digital world, digital e-commerce, there is 2% of average conversion rate if you're lucky. Why? Because in the physical world, you have a shopping assistant. You go there, someone helps you, someone greets you, and if you leave, they will report to the retailer, to the owner, the information. In the e-commerce, all the stores are without assistance. That's crazy. So there is a huge opportunity to help the shopper and a huge opportunity to understand your shopper.
Okay, Pio, what would you like to add?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. And I wanted to add something about what Lorenzo said before about upselling and cross-selling. These are two strategies that are very important for e-commerce platforms, of course. But sometimes I ask to myself if it's good to start with upselling and cross-selling. Most of the time, it's, in my perspective, it's better to listen to the customers, ask the right question, get the right information. And once you really know what the user wants and you give to the user exactly what he's looking for, then you can cross-sell and upsell. Because the risk when you immediately upsell or cross-sell, or you push all the products to the user, maybe the user by heart wants to buy the product, and this is good. But then most of the time, it's not the perfect product. So the user returns the product. And there is a data in 2023 in Europe, more than 800 billion were lost due to returns. And the problem is that when the users return the products, then the platform can sell these products at a lower prices, and so they lose also opportunity to get more money, and then they also have to refund these returns. So I think that even if starting with pushing products with cross-selling and upselling could be in the short term a good strategy, then in the long term maybe it's not the best one. So when we with Teticum ask the question, so get the right information to get the perfect match, maybe even if it's harder to immediately do cross-selling and upselling, you can have in the long term more advantages.
As a marketing person, I came from a retail background, and I remember when we've been working there, we had these rules how to talk to customers, how to upsell to them, and what do you need to know about them. And one most important thing that I've been talking to the managers on the store is to know your product very well. So we need to have very knowledgeable people who, while they understand the need of their customers, they need to remember all the technical differences of their product to be able to offer the product that answers to the customer's needs. And now the question, how do you manage these things? Because when I go to the website, and especially larger websites like Amazon, Temu, or other, even if I compare two same products from different retailers, they not always have the same description. They might have missing technical specification. One retailer indicates, for example, the dimensions of the product, other does not. One indicate one technical advantage of this, other does not. And I am a human, I know that this is the same product because of the way how it looks, and I can compare it visually. I can open it to different browser tabs and compare it to that. But when it comes to technology, how can you make sure that you can provide a correct answer to the customer when you have to deal with all these differences from different customers, or different retailers, different vendors? How does it work for you?
Yeah, so basically, that's a really, really good question. That's a question that we have often. How do you make sure that what you suggest is the right option for the shopper? So there are two parts. The first one is that we work on a basis on the LLM model. So the LLM already knows a little bit about the word, already knows, it's generalistic, no? So can already associate what is the right product for the right person, just a little bit. But what we do, and this is what makes the difference with Teticum, is the accuracy, the speed of our answer that we can provide working with the customer, working with the e-commerce owner. Because every commerce, as you said, shows different information of the same product because they want to show different information. They have different philosophy, different ideas, different graphics on the website. But the back end of the same product is the same. So basically, we connect, we see what's behind all the information behind every product. The more information we have, the more precise we can be with the answer. And then we do a parallel work with the owner to understand how we should provide to certain question of the shopper the right answer, the right match. And so there is a strong collaboration. That's why we differentiate with other chatbots. Our is not a chatbot; it's an AI agent, because a chatbot is only conversation. An AI agent can execute. But there are many chatbots out there that seems good because you ask and they provide you an answer really fast, but they are just GPT or just a random model, generalistic, that provide answer. We go deep and we work close to the client, close to the commerce owner, to provide the right answer, 360 degrees.
And what I can add here is that the point is, obviously, the more information you share, the more accurate is the solution. This is in every case for each kind of solution regarding AI. The point is that if you don't have some information in the database, because for some instances you didn't think they were important to be added, then we can also work with you to populate better the dataset. This is the other part of the work that we do, because we know, because our purpose is to provide a really good solution for case and probably for all the cases. But to let it be done, we need the data from you. And if you don't have, we work with you to generate this data.
Exactly. Just an example, we had a meeting, we cannot say the name, with an important, like maybe the most important in Italy, one of the most important platform where you can find the right house for you, no? Or the right apartment for you. And there are this platform is self-organized. So basically, there is the one who wants to find the right house and the one who upload the house that he wants to sell, no? But the question is, what if I have a swimming pool, but I don't write on the description of my house that I have a swimming pool? Then we need to find a way to populate, as Lorenzo said, the database with this information. That's why we do auto tagging. So we try to extract information that in the e-commerce is not tagged, is not written. We try to look at the images, for example, and extract the information. So for fashion, for examples, so for the house, we can say there is a swimming pool. From fashion, we can say that this is a cotton sweater with stripes, blue. It seems designed for men of a particular age and so on. Comfy, no, slim fit, and so on. Something that is not written. So we expand the database whether it's not enough information behind.
Yeah, and then also to say something more marketing oriented, it's our agent. We want that our agent is human-like. This is our somehow mission. No, we want that on the website you have like a person that can help you. And this is important. We don't want to substitute people in the physical stores. We want to give another possibility for users to also have the same experience online. And to have an agent that is engaging with the users, it's important that this agent uses the right tone. That seems like something, I don't know, easy or easy to do, but it's not. There is a huge work behind with the clients, with the customers, because each customer wants the tone of his agent be different. There is a huge work behind because they know how to engage with customers, with their customers, so the users of the agent, and they want to replicate this behavior for the agent. And to do that, we need work. We need to cooperate with them, and this is very important.
I think this is one of the coolest example or use case for artificial intelligence and LLM in tech, in like everyday tech that we are using as customers, online shoppers. And I wanted to summarize this a little bit for our listeners because there are from all the bits of information. So basically what's going on is we have this artificial intelligence operated database that collecting all the information about the product that the same regardless of the area. It can be fashion, it can be electronics, cars, houses, and it understands the product. And if there is a missing information, it can collect additional information based on the available information. I can imagine from the images, from the online information about this product that they have, and populate the database with the correct tags, and take into consideration the store where the product has been sold. For example, if it's a premium store, it will populate with certain taxes. If it is it's a discount store, it will emphasize on a different aspect. And when the customer comes and describes what they're looking for, it can match the customers with what they have and recommend you the correct product. This is how it works in my understanding. And by the way, how you are nodding, this is a correct understanding. And but on the other side, like it sounds great on paper and on a technical side, but then we have a person who needs to work with that, like from the end user perspective. I can imagine you might have troubles explaining that the customer, the end user customers, will benefit from interacting with this system. Because I remember when you come to the retail store, offline retail store, and the manager and the assistant comes to you, and you just okay, thank you, don't need to. I'm not asking you to sell me anything. I'm just watching. And then we have these pop-up windows whenever we go to any website. We have, okay, ask me something. I'm ready to help. We are online 24/7, and even if you talk to this chat, nobody replies because of course they're not there 24/7. They have their working schedule. And then give me your email. We will reply to you. Leave your phone number, and then we are all afraid of spam. How do you deal with that? How do you convince your customers, end user customer, that it is safe to communicate with this?
No, that's a really, really good point. Thank you. Actually, that's true, and that's why we totally changed the paradigm of the normal chatbot that you find on the top bottom right. We decided to give a new interface. So it's a bottom that's overlays on the website, but not on the bottom right. And you click, you have two panels. On the left, you can chat, and you can speak to the AI agent. You cannot, you don't type, you speak. In the future, we would like to have something where you can have speech to speech. You see, and this future is not so far. And on the right panel, you can have the right match, and you can scroll down. So it takes more or less no more than 2 minutes to see if the customer, so the e-commerce owner, likes the solution or not. Basically, what we do, we go to him or to her, and we say, we do this and that. Look at the example. We take the mobile phone, we show the test environment that we have, and we let them try. So, for example, for fashion, we have this ready test environment where you have the e-commerce. You click on the AI agent button, and you have this window, and you can say, hi, I would like a sweater for my mom. I don't want to spend more than 200 euros. I would like it dark blue and with stripes. Do you have something for XL size? You leave, and in 5 seconds, you have the perfect match. And the customer is either, wow, I want that, or sorry, I don't need it, because they probably don't understand. But the majority of them, the success rate in convincing on showing is really, I would say, 70-80%. Until now, but maybe in the future will grow or will go down, but until now it's really high. So it's really easy to show the power of this solution.
Yeah, and most of the customers also like the idea that they have the possibility to collect all the data from these conversations. I mean, they know what's going on, what the digital users are asking for. This is something that they really like. Because they know that they can benefit a lot from that. And there is something that online, as Alessandro said before, it's impossible to do right now. They can do it in physical stores, but they cannot in digital stores. So this is always a good point to let our customers understand the value behind this solution.
And what we really have to do why after the first part of engagement with the customer is also to define the correct way to display. As Alessandro said before, nowadays when you go into a website and you see a button, you think about this is a chatbot, this is giving me assistance. If I want to return something, I can ask. If I want, I don't know, to know about some policies or something else, maybe I can ask. Full stop. But what we need to communicate is that here you will find the product, you will see the product, you will buy the product, you will add to cart, you can ask whatever you want about the website. So it's like a kind of different stuff that you need to communicate to your customers. And this is not easy. We tried with a bigger button in the middle to say, hey, do you need something? Do you need assistance? I'm here to help you, or something like that based on the single platform. But you need to work really a lot on it with your customer, with our customer, to understand the best way to communicate the value behind this solution. So it will have a proper usage, not only for the assistance that is about where is my order, but also for all the other things.
Probably my last questions, because what you are doing sounds very exciting. I really like the idea, and I can't wait for you to get this onto the next level. And I wish many other platforms adopt this idea from you or from anything, because I think this is a really great example and a really great use case for artificial intelligence and large language models. But on the other side, how difficult for you, like from a business perspective and from entrepreneur perspective, because I think you guys chose two most difficult areas and you decided to combine them, like e-commerce. There are a lot of companies that it's very competitive market, and then you decided to take artificial intelligence and you combine them. Okay, yeah, this is how we win. But does it work this way? This is a winning strategy for you, and like just try to answer and maybe give some advice for those who listens to us and maybe they want to tackle on this as well. What do you think about it? Is it difficult, or would you do anything differently?
Tough question. It's obvious that it's difficult. It's really difficult. But if you want to go in a startup way, you need to be scalable. So first, you need a big market, and e-commerce is actually a really big market. And as I said, McKinsey estimate that it's the biggest market growing from 20 until 2030. And second, you need something that can tackle in a scalable way this big market. And with this AI agent applied to any kind of e-commerce, we can do it. It's really difficult because there will be many competitors. So actually, we are the only one, or probably there are like two people doing that. There is Salesforce that is selling AI agents, but not with our style. They are more into the chatbot style, but an intelligent chatbot. We are into the AI agent style. So, and this is the news of 2025. So we are very happy now. People are all talking about AI agents, and we are already ready for it. And of course, if you find a niche where people are not focusing or where the market is old style, then it's maybe better. But e-commerce is old style, actually. People are stuck into uploading product into their e-commerce, but it's the same mentality since 10 years ago. And what happens now is that there is no assistant. There is this tons of items on this e-commerce. So we think there is a good trade-off between the size of the market, the tool that we use, so AI, and the mentality of the market, of the e-commerce owner. That's our. So you need to find a trade-off, of course. Just to finish this, we didn't tell you that. It has to be a surprise. 3 days ago, we were chosen by a startup accelerator here in Italy. We still cannot say which one because for many reasons, but it will come up soon, we hope, and because they think that our idea is totally in line with the trend of e-commerce and the trend of AI. So in the future, you will see. Stay connected. You will see what we will do.
I'm glad to hear that.
Thank you.
But anyway, just to close, yes, it's really difficult to emerge in this sector. It's really difficult. First of all, because people have a specific idea on what's going on. Since it's a tradition, not a traditional market, but something that already exists for a long time, and people have a specific idea on how it works. So telling them, hey, I have something that is it's a game changer somehow, and it really can work, it's difficult. And then since there are many people, many, let's say, competitors, you want to emerge. And this is the most difficult part. So also how to educate the end users in this kind of solution could be a good strategy, even if they are not our actual customers. But once our actual customers understand how these users are getting into these kind of solutions, they can also say, okay, this really works. My customers really want this, so it's a good path to follow.
Yeah, I can imagine. I wish you guys all the luck in the world with that, because this is the kind of future I'm looking for, and I'd like to thank you for the glimpse. Because currently my shopping experience, my personal shopping experience, is horrible online. But there was a period when I hated going shopping offline, and now we have online stores, amazing. And now that we have so many online stores and so many aggregators, Temu, Amazon, AliExpress, anything, it is so, I'm not saying difficult, but choosing the right thing now is I don't like doing this. I prefer to go just straight to the recommendation side and choose what the most recommended product, and I go with that, because comparing it, everything is so I don't know. I'm tired of it, and I'd like a better shopping experience. And the way you describe it, thank you for this glimpse for the future. And I think the AI agents is the future for many things, even for example, not just for recommendation, but the way how we see advertisement, the way how we see partners, clients in the future. I already imagine a future where we don't need LinkedIn, for example. Yeah, we just upload information about our company online in the platform, and this AI agent analyzes it, and this, okay, you two companies, you work together, go and be friends, because you create products that complement each other very well. And I'd like to have this, because I hate looking for customers. I like looking for potential leads, something like that. And this is a glimpse of the future that we will all have very soon. Thank you guys for that. And for the last closing word, for people who'd like to learn more about what you are doing, where they can find you, where they can talk to you.
Yes, I advise you to just write to, like, hi listeners, if you like what we do and if you like us as a person, please write us, please call us. We are really open on LinkedIn, or you can find a form on our website, or we love to know what is your problem, who are you, and how we might help you, and or just to have a chat, like on AI or.
Yeah, we are really open also in chatting. It's really important to have connection and exchange ideas and maybe how to solve the problems. It's really important to also have a contribute to the society, not only for the business side.
Yeah, and we are also open for physical meeting. If you are around in Florence, just let us know. We will be there.
Or it can be an excuse to travel. So if you're out of Florence, even better. I will come. Lauren Pio stay at us.
I will make sure to add all the links.
And for entrepreneurs, whether you're young or older, let's say, and remember that you never fail when you try. You win or you learn. So just do it.
Thank you for that. I remind you, for our listeners, it was Lorenzo Ceni. I'm sorry, Lorenzo Cardini, Alessandro Ceni, Pio. I'm sorry, I forgot how to pronounce it.
Scielzo. Yeah, I know it's difficult. No worries.
Scielzo. All right. And if you enjoyed this episode, this podcast, don't forget to be subscribed, because we already have a lot of cool guests for you in our schedule. Thank you for coming. Thanks for listening to us. Don't forget to be subscribed to our MK Dev Dispatch newsletter, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
There are no challenges that we couldn't overcome. Whether it is immediate infrastructure problems or planning a future project, we won't simply answer your questions. We become a part of your team to help you complete the mission. Our solutions consider the interests of your business and the combined expertise of the industry, as our staff is made up of more than a dozen experts in different areas who share decades of field-tested experience and knowledge with you.